Christmas. I did get some sewing done last night before I fell asleep. It was very heavy counselling, very, very productive. I think the lovely thing about counselling is it's so thought-provoking, and it makes you from within tackle your demons, and makes you realise, because a lot of, I can only speak for me, but one of the main reasons why I've needed counselling is a feeling of total inadequacy, which a lot of you are going to look at that and think, really? And it's very easy to put on your cover and show a public side to you, but underneath there's a little duck pedaling against the current. And for me, everyone says, oh, you're a super strong woman. The shell is paper thin, very paper. You ask Rachel, she's seen it go, and when it goes like that, really, really quickly. But what I have realised is that I can come round from it quicker, and I have accepted that I've got a paper thin covering, but what I'm learning to do is to cope with situations. And believe me, I've had one of those situations in the past few months that I've had to cope with, and it wasn't easy, but I did it with a smile on my face, and I tackled it head on. So there you go. Now this morning I'm having to go a different way to school. I'm on the main arterial road because I have Bernie Beastpaw in the boot of the car. Oh no, what a ridiculous name. Hannah, I then got the 350 before we got the 880, and she's got this pretty front, so Hannah insisted on calling her Beauty. And then of course when the 880 came, it became Beauty and the Beast, hence Bernie Beastpaw. So there you go, that's how she's got her silly name. Paw just rhymed at the end. We've all got silly names for things. So Bernie is in the boot of the car, and Mr. Drummond, sends DPD to collect, which is one of the best things about buying from David. I know he's in Edinburgh, but he sends a lifetime guarantee with his machines, which he personally signs, and it basically says that he guarantees the cost of the carriage for your machine for servicing for its life. Because my brother was like, it's going to Edinburgh, can't you send it locally? It's going to cost you a fortune. And I said, don't worry, Simon, it's all covered. So did the boss. When he said, where's it going? I said, Edinburgh. He said, that's going to cost you. And I said, no, it's not. Only going to cost me the cost of the service. So, and then just to make matters worse today, she says, sat in the Norfolk. Oh, I don't miss the A19 traffic jam in the mornings. The road outside school, and when I say literally, school is on a corner, and I have to go in front of the school. I have to go, yeah, in front of the school, the element of school that fronts the main road through the village. And then I have to go in front of it, right to the corner, and then I turn left up towards the school drive, and literally it's within maybe 20 metres on the left. Well, at that corner, just before the corner, there's been a burst water main, and the Yorkshire Water people have been there since between Christmas and New Year, and the road is all dug up. So ordinarily I would go to school and just park on the road because the road's closed and it doesn't matter. But today I've got the sewing machine, so it's got to be in the school drive. And you know, people were sort of suggesting, oh, we'll just carry it into school, and I'm like, no, we won't just carry it into school. We'll just leave it in the car, and the man from DPD can lift it out the car. And they're like, it's not that big. And I'm like, oh yes it is, it's quite big. It fills the boot of the car. But yesterday evening my lovely neighbours Ronnie and Mary came round, and they between them lifted it into the car. Well, I did, it took 3 of us to get it in. They manoeuvred it in and between us we managed to get it in, and it has just sat in the boot. But now I've got all the dog beds in the back of the car. That was quick. Hi there. Well, what an interesting day at work. What a boring journey to work. I hate busy roads. But although I did not record anything yesterday, I did do some prep. And I went a little bit mad. Because I fancied it. I think with the counselling being so tricky, I have prepped this one and I have prepped this one, and I'm going to sew those together in a minute. But I'm not going to do any more recording of me making these blocks. I think it's getting a bit boring. But I have cleared away the top table here. So I have got another parcel from probably one of my favourite quilting stores. It's the Eclectic Maker, and I'll try and remember to put a note in the description box. So here goes. What did I order from them? Oh, what a surprise. Bumbleberries. Now, these I've bought as potential backing fabrics. I do appear to have bought slightly more than than I thought. But that doesn't matter, because that is a beautiful orange, and will that not look so good with that? Might have to make one tonight. I've got this one. Oh, that's a really lovely orangey red, isn't it? And look at this. I mean, this is meant to be a scrap quilt. I'm not doing very well on the old scraps. I keep buying things that I see that I like. But the Eclectic Maker is in Worthing, and they have some of the most fantastic fabrics. I think between them and Bugweeds, I mean, Bugweeds is fantastic for your quilting stuff. I mean, if you've not been on their website, they haven't really got a website, but they do have a really good Facebook group. So I was thinking of these two fabrics as possible infills. I saw them, I liked them, and I thought, why not? I wanted something that was a little bit bland, that would make what I'd done pop. I also like this particular one because it's got, I'll hold it up for you to see, it's got different coloured little flowers on it on the same colour background as the bumblebees virtually. Let me show you. So I thought the two would look quite good together. But there again, I can always change my mind, can't I? I really like this one. I really like that one. That looks different when I'm holding it up. There we go. I really like that. So,
encontré a una niña tan bonita. Ella siempre se ha parecido a ella.
But I think we are making progress. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going because I feel that this is January's project. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I'm not going to stop. So what I've done is I've unattached everything. Because initially I thought, do I do this as like a colour wash across? But I've done a blue because I have a little love of fabric. I like the old Dashwood Flurry, and I have got a little bit of purple. I've got a mask with some pink on it, and I'm very tempted to find said mask and undo it and literally make it up in for the quilt so I don't lose it. In fact, what I'm wanting to show you, here we go, oops, is this little bit at the top here. Now I know this is very pale, and I want to keep this bit here because this has been done for the corner, so I'm actually going to pin this one in place. I've got some different pins. I've got some slightly stronger ones which I can pop in. I've just been through the Watson pin stash. Come on, who's going to own up? Who else has got a pin stash? Is it just me? I'm very fussy on my pins. Now, when I started to sort of have another think about some of them here, I was wondering about changing this line here. Now, I've got this one here with a bit of blue in it, and I'm wondering if I take this one here off. Oh, it's still stuck. Off you come. Let's pull him back down a bit. There you go. This one here I like, but I am wondering if it's a tiny bit on the pale side for where I've got it just in here, whether I need to have something a little bit more vibrant. And I have today produced some beautiful pinks. So I'm actually going to pop in this one, which is really deep with the flurry on it. I'm going to pop that one in there. These will all change again in a couple of days' time, I'm sure. Oh, I've just had a really wicked idea. I don't want to put this one here. I might need to do another big pink one. What do we think of that one there? Oh yes. I'm liking that. You can't see that there. I'm liking that there. Maggie, disappear. Your presence is not required at the moment. You are being a nuisance. But I like this one here. So I need to find... Ooh. I might just need to. I'm going to pin them down again, but the next time you see it, it may all have changed again. Isn't it fun? Rachel's coming tomorrow, so she'll probably, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, isn't it? No, she's coming on Friday. I might have to do another pink. I'm just desperately trying to think out loud what I might have done with the pink mask, because it keeps appearing. So it is around somewhere. I've just got to find it. I'm sure. Just hold on a minute. I'm going to go and have a look for it and show you what I mean by pink. Of putting this pink one here at this point, and then maybe this one here. That was the current thought. But as we say, it could all change again. Because this blue one is starting to sort of say to me, I might quite fancy getting put in somewhere. Let's put the blue in amongst the orange. What is the problem, young lady? I don't think she's got any idea what the problems might be. Now, some of these I think I may very well need to undo. See if I can pull that one down. Well, this is where I get very, very self-critical of my work. Well, this one here is just not sitting properly. And if I try and line it up with the block next to it, it will not line up because it's just not straight. So it needs taking apart. So this one I'm going to take out of the equation and put it on the to be repaired pile, i.e. the sewing machine, and it can stay there. As much as I love it, it can stay there. So we can go back to placing these on, which do sit in better. Now that's got the same fabric next to each other, but I don't think really works. And this one here is another one that needs to sit in the please repair me pile, because look here, that is far too big. That one little triangle at the bottom here is too big. Some of the sizings aren't right. So this either needs taking apart completely or little bits redoing. But having spent so long on the rest of it, it's not worth it. I'll leave it in for now, because I've got the same fabric which I might just remake. And then I could try maybe putting this one here, but I just don't think that works there either. Maybe that would need to go somewhere else in the quilt. I'll pop this one here, so you could just, if I popped it in, you'd have a rough idea. But it's growing. It's growing really, really well. But before I speak to you, I'm going to take out the two which I'm not happy with. And we will take those apart and redo them. Seriously, doesn't take long to take them apart. If you're ever unhappy with your work, you should never persist with it. You should always take it out, undo it and redo it. Just think of the time you've spent. You know, there's that saying, a stitch in time saves 9. It refers to keeping something going and making it last longer. It's the same as your work. If you can afford to just take out that little bit that's wrong, you know, do it. The rest of them sit beautifully and all line up beautifully, except for those two. It's the simple little thing that needs doing. So I'm going to take those apart. That's me, everybody else is different. We're not all the same, and that's what makes the world so unique. I'm liking what I've got here. I'm liking this pink into orange. I'm not going to do red. Red's a bit like, woo, I'm red, I'm in your face. So that's going to bring me to the end of the 12 days of Christmas. But this quilt isn't stopping. I'm going to keep going at it, and I'm going to keep coming on more regularly with the quilt, with the blocks, putting them together, showing you the colours that I'm thinking of going, and trying to suspend the camera from the ceiling to show you a bigger floor coverage. It's about to move on to my dining room table. I love the cutting out table that I've got here. I've just got, it's 1.5 meters that way and 75 centimeters that way, and it's just the right height for me to do things on. So again, it's 12th night. I've taken down the last of my Christmas decorations. I've just got to put them all in the garage, but I'm actually waiting for the children to come and do that for me. I'm very lucky because they will do things like that for me. Next off, I'm going to do my Make 9s, and I'm going to set those to publish on Saturday afternoon, I think. So thank you very much for watching and joining me on my Christmas journey. I do hope you've enjoyed what I've done today. And again, all comments regarding the quilt are most gratefully received. This is a new adventure for me. I used to quilt only by hand, and now I'm using the sewing machine, which is probably why I'm turning into a fusspot. But for now, I'll say goodbye. If you like what you've seen, give me a like. If you want to join me on the journey, give me a subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, welcome aboard and thank you for subscribing. And I'll see you with the Make 9s and then the next quilt update, which will follow quite shortly together. See you later. Bye-bye.